All right, brother Records.
Yo, what's up, Dollar Man? What's up, man? Want you let your crew know what's going on down there in the 214, you know what I'm saying? Everybody been coming out with their stuff, you know what I'm talking about? We hearing from everybody. We wanna know what's going on down there in D-Town, you know what I'm talking about? Where them real thugs at, you know what I'm talking about? Where them boys at, you know what I'm talking about? Want you let your crews know what's going on? Holla at us one time, you know what I'm talking about? Give me something, where you at, boy?
Here's your 411 on that 214. Y'all dial 911 if my shit don't blow. A pioneer with this rap as far as Dallas concerned. With gold grills, with our boots, with plenty money to burn. The last man to hit the door and I be the last man standing. I'll be there when the deal go down cause I done applied it and planned it. You got to spread your hustle. It ain't about just flexing your muscle. Cause when the folks get at your ass, you ain't got nothing but trouble. You got the dip switch ride, put the game in overdrive. Premeditated thoughts and moves, the only way you survive. Game recognized game, so what's up, baby? So what you need, yeah, baby, it's all gravy. Internet, interstate, so you a damn what it takes. I got the habit going to get it, coming back this way. A heavyweight nigga down, lose the shot call. And now shit jump off in Dallas unless I call it.
Alright. Yeah, we feeling you know what I'm saying? But now what you tell your boo where them money hustlers at, you know what I'm talking about? Got to have it, them paper chasers, you know what I'm talking about? Eat money for breakfast, you know what I'm talking about? All about their money on that hustle every day from sunset to sunrise, you know what I'm talking about? Open your eyes and see what's really going on, bring it to them, where they at?
Well,
What's,
hello.
go ahead, sir.
Well,
How
hello,
you
world.
doing?
Hello, world. This Mr. 214, you dig? 21 Joe 214, however you want to cut it to slices, meaning that DF dub. Mean I represent all of it. 214-972-469, the whole sublime. Dallas After Dark. We got real topics. I got my little brother with me, Jason Dixon. And
What's
we on
up, everybody?
Nostalgic Radio. We on Nostalgic Radio, and I need everybody to comment. And we got some serious topics that I would like to discuss with y'all. And every topic that I discuss, I'm a solution oriented kind of cat. So we're not gonna just complain about the problem. What I'm gonna do is put it out there and bounce it, and then I'm gonna come back and try to say what I would do to solve it. Now, just because I have a solution don't mean it's the best solution. It's just me saying, okay, this is a problem, this is a solution. The tire is low, we're gonna put some iron in it. You get it? You still might need to fix the flat. Still might have to go get a patch or a plug. But
That's
we
true.
can
That's
hurry it
true.
up. So, and that with that said, well, Jason, how you been, man? How you been?
Man, I'm good, man. Yesterday's show was real good for us. I was happy about everybody who came on. Shout out to you. Shout out to Prime Cosign. Shout out to DFW. Man, that was a great show, man. So tonight I'm hoping that we have the same kind of turnout, man. And I'm really happy top about our radio station. We launched it September the 1st, guys, and you don't even understand. We're at 6,000 unique views, and that's just from September the 1st. That people are actually loading it up, putting it in their offices and playing it, bro. I don't know how else to say it that way.
Hey man, I keep telling y'all Jesus got me spoiled, but y'all stay blessed. Y'all think I be playing, man. It just be happening that way. I be
You
trying
do
to
say
do
it.
stuff. I got a couple of real partners that know me, that know my struggle as far as trying to promote and get it like I want it and present it a certain way. And they keep pushing me, saying, "Man, woo is out there, man. You way like this." I'm like, "Nah, I just got to do me." And I want everybody to understand that my whole angle is I address the elephant in the room. I'm gonna say what everybody thinking, but people don't want to say it. I say it. I tell y'all. See, I look the man in the mirror and check him because I do it every morning. I'm not scared. Not scared of my reflection. But the first topic that I want to talk about, guys, is down here in Dallas in the DFW, the 411 right now that I think kind of reigns over everything. Is we've been having school shootings ever since the Georgia shooting where the 14-year-old boy went up there and lost his mind. We had a game against two of our best programs here in the city in Duncanville, and they've been perennial with the state thing for the last 7 8 years, at least a decade since Sample's been there. They always right there. They battling Houston North Shore every year.
Right.
And then South Oak Cliff High School. It's probably our most prestigious school as far as who done put the most pros in the league if you counted all the sports: basketball, football, baseball, track, Olympians, Super Bowl winners. South Oak Cliff is probably the school that's hands down done put in the most. meaning millionaires walk through those halls. Well,
Right.
they had a game last weekend, big game, and see, I know y'all that know sports. Duncanville's a 6A school. South Oak Cliff is a 4A school. Let me say that first. Now that means Duncanville enrollment is so much higher than South Oak Cliffs. That's why the rankings are what they are. Well, after the game, across the street, six 17-year-old kid gets murdered, and it makes everything bitter after that. He was a senior at Kimball High School, which is
Right.
another all black school right off of Ledbetter in Oak Cliff, Texas. And they say he had a fight, and then he go on over there. It's over with. He gone. And then they try to look up on him or something. They, hey man, that go old boy, boom. And what I don't understand is the murder. I understand if you want to get you a foul one again, say, man, you got me now, nigga. It ain't like that. Let's go. I don't understand the murdering, the thought process of our children, but I got a real good suggestion that I think I might know where it stems from, but you can't blame it all on one thing. Uh,
Right.
that piggybacked with yesterday, a week later, up at South Oak Cliff High School, a freshman girl is running from a park right there in the neighborhood. She gets grazed by a bullet running up there for help. Now they not telling us what happened and this and that. That means it's probably some shady stuff. You know, I'm professional with niggas. You know, I got a PhD at niggerism, so that means see, and this happened during school hours, so your ass should have been on campus in school doing what you needed to do. Was you down there at the park doing what? You know, and for all the black folks and white folks and whoever, y'all was in school, so you know if it's 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, and you at the park, school let out at 4 something, you know you ain't where you supposed to be.
Right.
Now that don't make what happened right. I'm talking about them divulging what happened, you know, the information. Well, for me personally, that's devastating. Then just going to school. It's like, what are we doing, man? We moving too fast and we ain't getting nowhere. We overreacting to everything. And this is the emotional state of our boys, man. What are we doing to rectify this problem to where we got a generation that when I came up, it was Generation X, then Generation Next and all that. And then Y2K. This must be generation suicide. Cause
Why do you say that? I want to know
well,
that because we
well,
talked about that before.
the things that they are doing to themselves at such a high rate. Yeah, I'm not just talking about the drugs and all that. I'm talking about the murdering of each other. I mean, what was it last year? Mo3, one of the prominent little old youngsters in the hood, he
Right.
got hit. You know what I mean? And then they claiming some of they blaming some of the other local artists for doing it to him. See, I ain't naming no names because I don't know what them youngsters up to, but they squabbling and beefing. But Mo3 should still be here. We
Right.
got to understand our petty quarrels don't mean I'm going to kill you. Sometimes you got to agree to disagree. But this thing that happened after the football game, let me stay focused.
Right.
Guys, we sending our kids out, and you telling me that they get into a fight or had a fight and see the guy and go kill him. We scared to take a ass whooping now?
But can I say something on that? So
Yes, sir, you
nowadays
can.
we live in a place where more people are more influenced. It's not like us back in the days where we get into a fight. You got to take these elements into perspective before I say that. You have to take into perspective that now more and more guns are just accessible. It's not like when we were growing up. Guns were accessible, but if you didn't know where to go get one, you couldn't just get one. Nowadays, they're more accessible because parents leave them out, they don't lock them up, right? So that's one. The second factor is these kids are more influential to their peers. So by their peers, influenced by their peers. So what I mean by that is I get into a fight and I get beat up. When my boys on me all day, they talking about me bad, they telling me this and that. And because I'm not as strong as I should be, I'm taking that and saying, you know what, forget that. I'm not gonna go back and take another butt whooping if I just got one. Let me go back and
What
handle
what well, yeah, now to piggyback on what you're saying, all that's a factor, but it goes back to some of the things we talk about on our, even off the air, is the parenting is terrible with these kids, man.
it.
Because
Right,
that comes from the home, as far as your self esteem, it's your self esteem. And you're
right,
exactly right. Peer pressure beats these guys down and they don't want to be embarrassed in front of the boys. But now look at this boy. He done killed a kid. Now his whole life is gone. When he get out the penitentiary and come home,
right.
woo, what life will he have left? What he gonna start a family at 40?
And most
You
time they don't do
understand?
that because they
Well,
lost most of their childhood along the way. Yeah,
well, you done lost everything. At the age that he's at, he ain't even had a real girl. He ain't even had a ride or die. He ain't even had a good heartbreak. Hell, he might ain't had good sex. He might ain't had a good woman. And I go back to saying earlier, when I say Jesus got me spoiled, these homes are, I ain't gonna say churchless, but religion is real weak in the homes. A lot of people
I
think you
agree.
got to go to church every Sunday to be a saint and all that, and you don't. You have to pray every day. You have to read your book, man. Read your Bible. Get your own perspective on things, and don't let nobody shoo you or bullshit you. A lot of times, like myself, we shy away from church. I know I do because I don't like what the pastors are doing or how they doing it. It's not that they bad people.
Right.
I have a certain mind thinking that a pastor's this, but that's how I was raised. And in these times, TD Jakes just got $1 billion from Wells Fargo.
Yeah, I saw
They
that.
gave the they gave the power bottom $1 billion. Boy, he must have busted up the right cash. I'm just saying, man. Look at here. Think about that. Now the whole time, and I'm from Dallas. Okay, I want to state that for the record. Potter's house has been here, and it's a mega church. It's a real mega church. It ain't no play. I don't remember him doing nothing for the black communities.
And that's what I was about ready to say. I've been with them, so you know my dad played for the Cowboys, so we were
Yes,
with
sir.
them for a long time. And I remember being little, my stepmom wanted to go there, so that's why we went. I remember when the church was barely nothing. It was, but when you were an athlete, you got escorted to the front row. He wanted you on that front row. He wanted you in that position because that's what attracted the money. That hey, we got athletes, and then it was kind of so that's what made my dad walk away from there. But like you going back to what you said about church in the home, my dad started studying more, and he started understanding that hey, I need to teach my kids the right way because now church is a business. That's why these kids don't run to the church
Right.
like we used to. They don't see the church doing anything in the community. I don't know if you remember when I was in Dallas before I moved to Vegas, I was helping a church, and I told them, I said, y'all want to build a community? I said, you want to bring people from the community to your church? You're right in the middle of about 50 homes, 50 to 100 homes. Why are they going other places to go to church when you're right here? And it's because they are used to that type of church system. But what if we get out, help them with their grass, help the elderly in the neighborhood? As they see us, talk to us, and walk with us, they're going to start being like, well, let me go check out this church. But churches don't do that anymore. I know coming from where I come from in Nebraska, we had a small family church, and every Saturday we were out in the community doing things for the community, and you had no option as a kid but to do it.
Right. No, that's no doubt. That's how it was when we came up. And I mean, even if our kids are lazy and indoors and on games, I just think that the families, and I ain't talking about two parent households, one parent household, raised by granny, raised by auntie, auntie. We need to get our kids back familiar with God, man. What are we doing? We don't
Right.
have no respect for each other. We don't have respect for ourselves. I'm telling you, Jason, we got babies dying in high school over disagreements. And it's like today, give you an example, the same scenarios we just talked about. Duncanville High School, South Oak Cliff High School. DeSoto High School, they all on lockdown. Why are they on lockdown? Because some nut done brought a gun. They on IG. Everybody's threatening each other. It's retaliation. What are y'all retaliating? Somebody lost their life. Well, two kids lost their life. The one that was killed and the one that's going in the penitentiary to be a booty buddy.
Right. Right.
Well, to me, it's some teaching and some stuff missing, man. I mean, and it's got to come from the home in order for it to stick. The rule of life is this, guys. If your mom and dad or whoever you stay with, if they allow you to do something, if they tell you that's okay, well, when you walk out the house, no matter what the next person tell you, well, my mama said it was cool. My daddy cool with that. Well, if I'm smoking, that's cool. I smoke at home with my mom and my dad. And then,
Right.
my drinking, you know what I mean? Or whatever it is. If it's allowed, cursing, being disrespectful, if you can sag around your house and you can sag in public.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? If you can, anything that's approved by your parents is kind of an unwritten law. If my daddy cool with it, I don't give a damn how you feel.
And that's how most of them feel. That's why I said, remember, we had the conversation that you can't even talk to kids the way we used to be able to talk to them, because if not, then I got to deal with my dad. Kids nowadays, because everybody, let me say this before we go to that point. We are in a realm where, remember when we were little, I specifically remember from my own self was I was told anybody in authority that has an authority, meaning a teacher, an officer, anybody, you come and you say yes sir, no sir. I don't care if they accuse you of something. If they don't, I'd rather for you to make it home and let me go deal with it than
Well,
for
on
something
that
to happen
note,
to you.
on that note right there, then
Yep.
let me piggyback and add to it.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill got snatched out of his Ferrari or whatever it was. He flying doing 100. Now he's a superstar and he got a pocket full of money. So he thought when the police pulled him over, that he could roll his window up and do what he wanted to do and say, "Give me my ticket and let me go." His arrogance almost got his black
Right.
ass killed because he didn't respond to the officer. If he had just done followed instructions, he probably would have got a ticket or a warning and been let go. But everybody overlooked that. Yeah, it was over aggressiveness by the police, and yeah, they done too much. But understand this about the police: when they pull people over, when they get called out to stuff, they don't know how the people gonna respond is there. They don't know if you're gonna try to shoot them. You know, people have been shooting at them. They don't know if you're gonna take off run. They don't know. So they on high alert because that's their job. So and when they get pulled over, I had this talk with my guys up in Lincoln, my kids in my classroom. It's called a talk. They don't have a dad, so I give them the talk. Those are proper protocols and ways to respond to authority when you're in an adverse situation, man. That means if the police pull you over and say something, or if you at a game, a concert, a bar, a club, when the police say something to you, do what he say.
Right.
Let
Just
him be in charge. Let him be in charge. He's there to keep the peace. He's a peacemaker. Let him be in charge. Well, our kids don't seem to get that. They don't. The same thing like I'm saying with Tyreek. I just believe in my heart. If he had rolled his window down and gave the man his driver's license, not ID, wouldn't have said nothing. Now he was speeding, so he was wrong in the beginning. But now the police officers, they overreacted. But how are they to know he wasn't gonna do something? Why not just cooperate?
and I want to say that too. That's where I'm saying that with our kids, they no longer understand authority because of everything that's been happening. Parents are like, well, da da da. And I'm like, but what if your kid just be quiet and hand over his license and ID? I've gotten pulled over plenty of times. I didn't even.
Man,
I got pulled over while on suspension so many times it was ridiculous, but never went to jail, all because I was like, yes sir, no sir, and this as an adult.
yeah.
So you
Well, it's
can't
just
tell
proper
me.
protocol. It's for
Right.
everybody. It's not just for children. Proper protocol is when the police pull up, let them do their job. And no, they're not all right, but you got to stay prayed up and try to do right. Now, what I can tell you is if you handle them a certain way, you stand a good chance of getting let go.
Right.
But if you are disrespectful and defiant, you might die, man. You might die trying to prove a point that I
And we,
wasn't
we got to
speeding or
start
I
talking
didn't.
about that.
Well, it's so critical, excuse me. It's so critical. And I think all the time when we talk about the mindset of our kids, I want to bounce this off for you. We talk about the responsibility and the guns and the gunplay. The baby up in Georgia, I think his daddy bought him the AR when he was 14.
Yes.
That's why the dad's being charged.
Yep.
Now I want to say this. I don't know if everybody's paying attention, but I've been forced to because of my job. They got some games that our kids play every day. All they just addicted to them. Call of Duty, Fortnite, and GTA. These
Yep.
games are all violent. All violent, all violent, all killing, murder, murder, and GTA, you rape a woman and get points. You get into a shootout with the laws. You robbing banks. It's all fun and games. Here's what I want to say. I want us to pay close attention, y'all. Brothers and sisters. These games are free. Can you tell me that? Tell me why? Can somebody make that make sense? They can upload these games and play them for free, the originals. Now, Y2K, the football, Madden, you got to pay for that. But the games where you're shooting and killing, you can just download it and play for free. The original version, you can just play it. That's a problem, guys. We shouldn't have never allowed those games to get into circulation like this. Those are what you call adult games, and adults shouldn't have time to play those kind of games unless you're rich. And that's a small number of people when you start talking about the number of people that's here. You telling me Grand Theft Auto, Fortnite, Call of Duty, you can just go on the computer and download it and play. This is a game that teaches our babies to not value life. They think you can just shoot out with anybody. It's cool and everybody want to be in a gang now, and cuz this and cuz that. We got to recorrect. We got to redirect this. We're going to have to get on top of this because what's happening is we got a generation that's dying. A whole generation that's just dying. And that we killing ourselves. We can't blame the system or the white man or this. We killing
That,
ourselves. Yeah, they doing their thing, but how can we
that's
ever
what
be whole if we are half now, 3/4 now, and we working on that 3/4, knocking it
hey,
down?
that's where I was saying at the end of the day when we had the talk the other day or yesterday on my show when we were talking, and I'm like, listen, guys, we talk about or we get upset as a community. We get upset about what they do to us, but we don't bat an eye when we do this to us. Nobody's
Yes, no,
out protesting when that little girl got shot by that young boy. Nobody's out protesting about stopping
yeah,
violence in our communities. But if let another race do something to us, then we're out. We want to burn down the community. We want to tear up. But we got to start looking at us. We got to start looking at what we're teaching our kids because, like I said, it's the reason why we name nostalgic and we only do music from 2000 and back because it was a plan for them to change the way we do things, right? You
that's
asked
right.
you asked about the video games. Well, what happens when a person plays something all day, every day? It's just like playing music. If you hear a song about slapping girls and I'm down in this down because I don't want to be disrespectful,
Right.
but slapping women and shooting all day, and I'm the gangster in the street. You could play that all day with the white boy at his house, the rich white boy, and he gonna come out like he hard in a mug until he get around real people that's doing this for real.
And see, at that point, my big kinfolk always say this: it's too late. See, when they get gangster, you don't know who gonna ride with you until they ride with you,
Right.
and that's part of the story that they don't tell the kids. All these kids you're hanging out with, you banging with, you doing this nonsense with, who gonna ride with you when they get gangster? See, gangsters don't talk about it. Gangsters be about it. They think
Absolutely.
gangsters are, they think gangsters are sagging and walking around here with switches on their gun and jumping out of cars with no insurance and shit and slapping on their baby mamas. They don't even know what a gang. They don't even know what a gangster is. Gangsters wear 3-piece suits, tailored suits, and gangsters drive nice whips and they don't put rims on them. They drive them with the rims they bought with.
Hey, black on black. Don't let nobody see you.
You know what I mean? Again, but ain't no nothing. It's fully loaded, but it's there. It's black, boom, boom, and they move quiet. And when they have a beef with you, they address it, and they don't address you in public to get a rep. They have somebody snatch your ass off the street and bring you to them. If you don't wake up looking down the barrel, if you don't wake up out your bed and that thing in your face, gangsters gangsters invest their money. Las Vegas was built by gangsters. This crap that they calling gangster now is just a cesspool of debt. We are allowing our babies to die for no reason. Nobody wants to address it. Nobody wants to say, hey, man, we need to slow down. When they talk about the mentoring programs and all that, the mentoring programs are failing because the mentors are coming from the outside. They not
Exactly.
people. We need people on the inside who done made mistakes, who done lived through mistakes, who done saw their friends and family make mistakes, but they're in the community. They still go through the community. They don't have to live there, but they sure need to be seen and recognizable there. They need to be somebody that those kids can relate to. So if you don't know what it's like to go to bed hungry every night, not some nights, every night, if you don't get out here and grind, if you don't go sell these packs for this dude, or if you don't go watch the dough for this dude, or if you don't do something, I'm just throwing those scenarios out. There's so many
Sure.
different ways you can make a little extra money. Now, you could go clean up the parking lot. You could go clean up a pool of trash at the store, but most places of business have somebody there for that. So I'm talking about neighborhoods with limited opportunities, and you got kids that's very impressionable. Why are they gonna listen to somebody that stay in the suburbs that ain't there with them Saturday night when they home? That ain't there
Right.
with them. You want me to go to church Sunday? I ain't ate since we left school Friday.
Hey, I just want to jump in. We got a comments in there. I don't know if you see them coming through, but
Okay, now go ahead, go
hey,
ahead.
T Lawrence, welcome to the show, guy. He said, "Top, what's happening, Top? This is Trevor just tapping in and showing you some love. Hope all is well with you side, with your side."
Already, T.
Yeah, I just want to let you know, but
Dave,
we are about
man.
to go ahead and say what you got
Da-
to say, but we are about to jump into commercial in 2 minutes.
Hey, Trevor, what's going on, baby? That's my dude, man, that took my product to Japan for me that I was talking to you about, Jason.
Oh, okay. What's going on,
Yeah,
Trevor? Yeah, he talks
yeah.
a lot about you.
Yeah, that's my dude, man. That's why I wanted to make sure that I gave him the link so he could follow me. I'm on Nostalgic Radio now. It's an internet radio, Trevor. I got my little talk show going. It's called Real Talk Dallas After Dark. That's what you're tuned in to right now. Everybody, every Tuesday, 7 p.m. We're gonna discuss real things and real topics. We're gonna leave your feelings on the table because I'm not trying to hurt anybody's feelings. But we got so many problems and things going on. If somebody don't say something, I mean, I don't even know if it's gonna help, but I gotta say something. They say evil prevails when good men do nothing. Enough is enough of this, man. We done had 4 high school shootings in 8 days in Dallas. We're not talking about the rest of the world. And I want to know the mindset of our kids. What makes you want to go to school and kill somebody? What makes you want to go shoot it at the park?
Right.
Those are what you call soft targets. That's not gangster. That's cowardly. You shooting at people
Exactly.
coming out of school with no weapons to shoot back, not knowing they gonna get shot at. They don't have a beef with you, so they don't have a reason to suspect you or nothing. I mean, that's not how you do business. That's not how we should be raising these boys, these young men into manhood. And it starts at the home. I can't blame the schools, man, because they can't do everything. And like we were talking about the code, there is no code now. They don't have a code. And we're gonna have to
Absolutely.
reprogram these boys. But I fear, my fear, Jason, is that we got a generation of debt. Everything that they doing is debt. Everything
Yep.
that they talk about is debt. Their lifestyle is debt. Now they don't even want to repopulate. Debt. I mean, if we don't repopulate, how we gonna be here?
And we're gonna leave on this note. Just think about this: for every young kid that dies now, we're stopping a generation from potentially being born to help change our the way we are in culture, guys. And we're gonna hit this commercial. This is Real Talk with Mr. 214, Real Talk Dallas After Dark. We're gonna pay some bills real quick, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Please stay with us. We're coming.
They say you're better safe than sorry.
That's right.
You can't reinvent the wheel. Curiosity killed the cat. They say take the path of least resistance and leave well enough alone. They say a lot of things. In 1953, they said our whiskey recipe tasted perfectly fine. So we burned it and made it better. Maker's Mark. Make your mark.
Yo, top
off. I know you hear that steady going off on your hip. Man, won't you catch that and call
Oh
back?
man, that's Tamika, man. I'm still trying to get rid
Man, I
of
met
that
a
bra.
Tamika about 2 summers ago. 2 years ago, I met Tamika, I think the middle of July. I can't lie, the first time I saw her, she was looking fly. Matter of fact, I was getting some guards, she was too. I can't play and ask girls, what you about to do? Went to the counter, paid ass 5D, she started looking funny. Didn't pay no mind, I said, I got you and pulled out my money. Step back outside, we come say, I'm checking out little mama. Had a session at the studio, so I got Tamika's number. 2 months passed, I called on the Tuesday, 2:30 on the cool. I'm T. Jones Nelson, said Tamika has made it home from school. Ma'am, if you don't mind me asking, how old is your daughter?
Met baby girl in the projects, it was summertime. They the dukes, the halter top. Duke your brace talking DUI. Knuckle down, I'm pulling over to the curb. I asked how old she was, she said I was grown. I said word, proceed with Eagle Feed. Quoting lyrics from my people, talking about the millennium sold out Cadillacs and Regals. Her whole conversation was about the lick. Say she from the city where we from, she wanted to represent. Licking her lips, as for a sip, smoking black and mild. Looking at her thigh, she pointed out, Teddy stepchild. With that, represent that. Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hitting corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hitting corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Get caught up in a cycle, hollering at a pimp. Her mama standing in the door, signaling, come here. Sundress, had done in cornrows, contacts make her look Creole. She said she done the Benny hair once or twice before. I recognized the face, she said I dance, I know. I told him, come on, both of them, let's go. Tamika, look.
People think Tamika tripping now, cause Tamika stripping now. But Tamika ain't crazy now, Tamika got a little baby now. She learned too much early, everybody know what Tamika. When she was 15, her mother was 30, everybody know what Tamika. I ain't mad at you, just be careful and do what you do. Tamika, take care of that hard-headed son and get your revenue.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hitting corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hitting corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Look at you looking like that today. Look, mama, hey, what's your name? Quit looking at me like that, baby girl. They say you just 15. Done told me about you look like you just too fine for your own damn good. But you can call me back when you hit 18 and I'll take you to the crib in the hood. Look at you looking like that today. Look, mama, hey, what's your name? Quit looking at me like that, baby girl. Look at you just like that today. Look, mama, hey.
We back.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. It's your boy, Mr. 21 Joe itself. We having some good conversations. I'm dropping a few jewels out there that I will call jewels, just something to make us think. Now, I talked about all the shootings. I tried to give a solution. My solution was to get into the homes, man, and we got to start teaching our own kids and get them the value of life. We got to start doing that because we're missing it. They playing the games and they don't value life, and we're allowing them to come home from school, go in the room, get on the game. Now, when you get off work, I know you're tired because I work, but you got to spend time with your kids. They don't have homework no more, so you need to check how they work at home. You understand? In other words, what did you learn today? Show me something. Interact with your kids. Quit trying to be their friend and be their parent. Find out where they going so you can lead them, not so you can lead them a certain way. Let them find their own way, but be that guide, that beacon of light. Be that voice you can hear in your head. Like I hear my dad now. No matter what I'm doing, I almost know what he would say. We got to get back to that, and it starts in the home, man. It just starts in the home. And I want to say this, and then I get into some more stuff that's a little more serious. I want to say R.I.P. to Dwayne Thomas. That's a Dallas legend. He went to Lincoln High School. He passed about a month ago, and nobody said nothing. The Cowboys didn't say nothing to 2 or 3 weeks later. He was the
Right.
original 33, in case people don't know.
Yeah. Yep.
He was the one that when Tom Landry and them, when he found out what everybody was making, he went in there and talked to Tom and text him, tried to play him and lied to him. He didn't speak to nobody. He came in and did his job or was a professional. Listen to that, youngsters. He did his job and he was a professional and he was being underpaid. But he didn't speak to nobody. He didn't play with them like they were friends. Oh, no, y'all ain't cutting for me. Y'all, everybody getting paid and y'all won't pay me. So that to me was a very respectable way of doing things. It kind of messed his little career off back then because it was a certain fashion that controlled everything in the NFL. You know, he got traded. I think he went to Frisco, came back or something, played in San Diego, but he passed. And I just want to say RIP to a legend, a D-Town legend for really though,
Already.
Dwayne Thomas.
Already.
And James Earl Jones died.
Ooh, yeah, I
And
saw that one today.
yeah, and they told me, they say, well, they didn't say, the caption said the voice of Star Trek or Star Wars or something.
Yep. Yep.
And you know, I never looked at him like that. Well, every time I've ever seen that man, I always thought about Roots.
Yep. Yes,
That's
sir.
that's the first thing that come to my mind about Mr. Jones, you know, and it's like, look at the spectrum, look at the range that he had from Roots to Star Wars.
Hey, when I found out today, because I've been kind of off social media since everything's been going on, and since we've been building, and when I found out today, I basically was like, "Dang, we just lost one of the best voiceover people ever,"
Man,
because he was the
ever.
voice. Like he never played in Star Wars. He was the voice of Darth Vader, and that made him more money than what he's ever acted, ever showed his face. I would have never, if had that been me, I would have never acted again. You couldn't have never got me on nobody's set. Hey, just use my voice and put a mask on this dude.
Already, no doubt, no doubt, no doubt. I just wanted to get that out there, you know, and it was heavy on my heart, man, heavy on my heart. Now I want
Right,
to talk about a situation that's really peculiar to me. Cleveland quarterback Deshaun Watson. You know, the Cowboys just played Cleveland, and
yep,
everybody's been waiting on Deshaun to show back up and be Deshaun. And I was a big Deshaun Watson fan, and my partners be like, "Top, let it go. He done. He ain't got nothing." And Deshaun right now, we all know how he left Houston under those allegations. So I ain't gonna say nothing because they was just allegations. Now he in Cleveland, and he done got caught up in some more booty talk.
right,
Now he was going out get a girl for a date or something. She getting ready. He can't find a parking spot. So he gets up. When he find a parking spot, she done let the front door open. Come on in. Unlocked. Not open, but unlocked. She in the bathroom, whatever, doing her makeup. Of you know how women is. They take too long to do everything.
that's
Now
true.
the accusation is dude got in the bed and she come out. He was butt ass naked, laying on his stomach. And if I ain't mistaken, you know, she thinking the nigga want a massage. He want her to play with his booty.
Wow, I gotta go look.
Now,
I gotta look
if,
that.
if yeah, if this all this scenario and accusation, it's kind of like anything in life. If too many people are saying something, hey man, and if everybody say you're a cheater, you probably a cheater. If everybody say, man, that dude word ain't bond. If you hear that from 5 or 6 different people, 8 or 9 of everybody that interact with this dude, it's always a confrontation. Then he's a confrontational person.
Right.
This dude done got ran out of Houston. Oh man, and massages.
But it's
With
that. Let me say something though. So coming from that type of environment, top, they're wild. It's the money, and I tell
right,
people that money changes your thought process. It changes. You can take someone with morals, give them $1 million, and it's going to show who they actually are.
yes sir.
When they
My
make
partner always say, money don't do nothing, don't change it. Just whoever you are, it make you more of
come
that.
out more. Yeah, it makes you come out more. So this is something that he's probably already always been. I talk about this a lot because I've seen people go from having money to from not having money to having real money, and they become this person. But you were always that person. You just didn't have the finances to do. Diddy was
Right.
Diddy was always Diddy.
No Diddy.
I'm just saying he was always that person.
Well, speaking of
Everybody,
Diddy,
athletes, hold on, athletes were always the who they were, but you
no
played the
doubt.
role. Go ahead.
No, I know. I was saying no doubt.
Yeah, they well, you play that role so you can get to where you want to be, and that's typical with anybody in life. Like, let's be real. If that wasn't the case, then married couples will stay married when they make money. But money brings out that side of you that says, "Hey, now that I'm here, let me show you
Yeah.
who I really am."
Right.
What
Right.
Kendrick Lamar say? Hey, sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
You know what I'm talking about? Whop, 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 whop. Right across the head. And that's what we're doing here on Dallas After Dark. We're going to hop out and we're going to show these niggas, man. We're going to address these topics that everybody act like they scared to talk about, but they need to be talked about. Now, speaking of the diddler, he lost a lawsuit. He lost $100 million lawsuit today.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Now, this is a convict named Derek Lee. In 1997, he said P. Diddy drugged him or whatever. They was at a party. He doing a fellatio on a girl. He said he look up and P. Diddy slapping him on the butt and then asked offer him a drink and all that. But the drink was laced. So he take the drink. Boom. Wake up. When he wake up, Diddy and them over there banging somebody else. And the little booty hole all busted up. TP Diddy tell him, yeah, I did that. Well, while we wait 1997 to 2024. What's wrong with that pitch?
Well, I'll tell you that right now because coming from our era, we don't want to be seen as we didn't live in an era where it was okay to be gay. Let's talk about it. We didn't live in an
Okay.
era where I'll tell you right now where I grew up at. Take it as you want it. I apologize for anybody that gets offended, but if you were gay and we ran with us, man, we probably beat you up every day. It didn't mean we stopped letting you hang with us, but we came from the era where I was told every day that a boy is a boy and a girl is a girl, and you don't act like a girl. So if even if he was a man to start, to tell that story back then would have deemed him a different way, right? It would have put him back.
Well, that's
Everything's
not actually,
go ahead.
go ahead, excuse me, but that's not actually the angle that I'm looking at.
Okay, well tell me
Uh,
what angle you're coming from.
we go somewhere and I'm doing something with a girl. You hear me? You out and somebody offer me a drink. If I wake up and you done violated me and you say, hey man, I did that. You ain't gotta worry about nobody. I'm finna fuck him out. You have to deal with me. See, that's the part though. That's the part I'm talking about. What you do, just get up and get dressed and go home?
You're
I ain't
right.
talking about a lawsuit, and I'm talking about breaking his god doggone neck.
You're right. Yeah,
You
I'm like
understand?
that too. Yeah,
Now
you
that's
wouldn't have
just
saw me
like
nowhere.
now here's the difference. Here's the difference in how I was raised and like you saying you was raised. We had gay people that was around us, but we didn't pick on them, bully them, or nothing. They didn't come on to us. We didn't come on to them. The
Right.
gay people, when I grew up, they was always with the girls. So we invite them because they were bringing all the girls. It wasn't like
Right.
no big deal. If
Absolutely.
it was no, oh, we gonna beat you up because you're gay. I actually defended some gay
Well,
people
I'm
in my
talking
life.
from a young person point of view.
No,
As
no,
I
no,
got
no. I'm
older,
with you.
as
No,
I got
that no.
older, I understand.
Yeah, so that I understand the perception too that we didn't want to be labeled that. It's always been tutti frutti or fairy or however you want to say it. But my problem with all of this here is you telling me this man done touched all these people and ain't nobody done nothing.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. See, a real man is gonna fight for his manhood. You
Well,
can't just take it. You can't
let
just take
let
it.
me say something though. I'm with you on that, and a real man will. But when you talk about real in the music industry, people will sacrifice what we call morals and who we are to get where we want to be. So I can look at it from a point of I, I'm a hate to say this, but this is real talk. But I hate to say it.
Was said.
At the end of the day, Cassie could have left years before.
No doubt.
But because she wanted the limelight and she wanted the fame and what came with it, you take that ass whooping Oh boy took that because whatever happened until Diddy cut him off. Notice all these things aren't coming out till Diddy is cutting as he cuts them off, and now I'm not living that life anymore. Now I'm not doing this, or now I'm not doing that. Now everything is a problem because we live in an age where it says, "Hey, I don't care how long this was ago. Come get your money."
Right. Right.
So
Well,
everybody is coming out because now my lifestyle is not supported by man. I knew Diddy was doing all of this. I told you the story. I knew he was doing all this. I won't repeat it on the air, but you already know. But when you talk about all the shows he was putting together, look how many of those shows he put together making the band, and how many of those people left and came out, and now they're all talking because they were forced to do stuff that they didn't want to do. He created his own pedophile show, and we sat back and watched it on TV. I'm
the
just
crazy
saying.
the crazy part is me and my crew, we all sent our information up there and everything. No wonder he didn't pick me, because it the whole thing would have came down crumbling. It's just certain things we don't do, man. And
One, because as a
that's
man, I don't want that life that bad that you're gonna make me go walk across a bridge in the middle of the night to get you some donuts. I'm just saying.
well, the thing is, I'm a man too, so I'm with you on that. I might go outside to call somebody and say, "Man, bring me some donuts up here," and walk them back in there to you. But me walking to get them, shoot,
Yeah,
that's gonna be
hey,
hard. Shit,
I don't want it
nah,
that
nah.
bad. Yeah. And that's what, but that goes back to what we talked about yesterday. Top, like, where does your moral stand? What do you do? We live in a world now where everybody will sell whatever they need because now more than ever, we chase money than more than we ever have before. And
Well,
so
we
with
got
that
what we
comes a
see. So
lot of problems.
they show us so many ways to get it now. Like we
Yes.
was talking about yesterday, people think they can just earn it fast. Everybody think that, just like when you did music, we had when I was back and we was doing music, the artists, we all thought because you could rap, you was gonna get rich. Now think about this: the best rappers ain't the ones that's got the money.
Right. That's true. It's the ones who sold their
And
soul. Yes.
right, and then some of these cats, you look at them and be like, damn, how you get on top? That old simple. Think about it, the most simple ass hooks and shit, nigga. What are y'all doing?
I can name some names right now, but we won't though. We're gonna keep
No,
it
no,
to
no. We
ourselves.
ain't gonna bash them. You know what I'm saying? But the simplicity of it, the ones with the lyrics, the bars, they ain't rich.
Hey, how come Nas ain't a billionaire? Outside of what he does on his own investments. Now he is a billionaire, but how
Hey,
come he made it outside? But he should have been one of the. I don't understand why people aren't naming him one of the top out of the top five. He should be number two, but he's not because of why.
well, I mean, I think Jada Kiss is just so underrated
Right, I
myself.
agree.
Cause see, it's me and then everybody else. So however y'all slice it up, I mean, that's just real talk. I go bar for bar with anybody. It ain't nothing to me. But that's just my thought process. But let me interrupt myself right quick. And I want to give a special what's up to the DJ A-Wall. That's my DJ, you understand? Stepchild. What's happening? Stepchild Records, baby. That's my DJ. I see you done logged in, checking it out. I would try to get him on, Jason, but he stays so busy all the time. He work and then he do so much stuff at the church. I don't know when I'm gonna ever be able to get him in because he's always doing something. You know what I mean? He's always doing something for somebody. Another
Hey,
one of them people.
I just told him in the comments like, hey, we looking for DJs to help with programming, so if we can bring them on that way, that's what we need. Let's be
Hey man,
real.
oh man, oh that's the left. Y'all don't know nothing about the left. Me and that boy done turned out a many shows, man. I'm just saying.
Hey, I want
But he
to read this comment though. Go ahead and finish
go
what
ahead.
you. No,
No,
go
no,
ahead.
let me hear the comment.
So the comment. So Sweets came on and she was with us the other day, the last week, and she came on and she said Orlando's been saying this for a long time, but look at what happened. Got canceled. Pegged is crazy. Cap Wim said it, but he don't care because he control his own. So that's where we were kind of going, and that's what I was trying to go with, and we totally agree with you. Cat Wim did his own because when they tried to deem him as crazy for telling the truth, he realized I make more money than all y'all, so let me control my own narrative.
Well, Cat Williams to me, even if he didn't make as much money as they could have made for him, he was able to protect that virgin whole, and he's still a man. He was still a man, like David
Exactly.
Chappelle. They still men, regardless.
Yeah.
Okay, he missed it. Now you got to protect your. You got to men fight for their manhood.
Yes.
No, you're not. I'm not laying. What are you talking about? Who? I wish somebody, man, please. We ain't even them kind of thoughts don't even come my way because that ain't what I do. I just want to know what kind of vibe that those people send off man to man. What kind of vibe you getting from that dude where you think he willing to do that?
Well, let me tell you why. Because we're not gonna say the name, but the greatest adventure park on earth, as they put it, to me, is a gateway for pedophilia in the industry based on their channel changing the way it has, right? Based on everything that they do now is about teaching kids how to be grown. Now
Well,
it's no more
that's
cartoons the right way. I'm answering the
no,
question.
none,
It's no more
none.
cartoons the right way. Everything's about having a boyfriend at an early age, having a some kind of romantic relationship because they're slowly grooming your kids and you don't realize it. You don't
Yes, sir.
understand it because you don't pay attention to what they're watching. So you're not realizing that when your daughter comes in talking about, I tell everybody, when you talk about in kindergarten, why are we having a dance? I understand the daddy daughter dance, but when we have a dance where she got to go and ask somebody else, they're so subliminal. You're right, Sweet. You're right because they're literally programming our kids to understand that this is what we need you to do. Well, it's easy for you to come on to somebody, to a little girl or a little boy, especially little boys, because we don't really come into understanding a girl and male. When we're little boys, we just be little boys, right? At 6, we want to play with other boys. We normally like, ugh, girls are gross and we're out of here. Get away from me. But when a man starts to do the wrong things and you don't understand it, I had somebody who works for my team that is in part of the Alphabet People community. And he said, but it had happened to me so young that I thought it was normal. So I grew up like that.
Normally, that's how it works.
Yeah.
And what you were saying about, I don't want to call the name of the company
The
because they'll shut
greatest,
it
the greatest
tonight.
thing on earth. Yes.
Yeah, but But the thing is, like me and some of my partners talk about it. I don't even think that the masses pay attention to even the Marvel comics that we used to watch. Now, when they make the movies, some of those characters have to be that way. Well, wait a minute now. That ain't how that character was, but it's almost like you can't watch a TV show or a series without that being represented. But you might watch 100 Netflix series and don't see a black man in the home.
Right. Tyler
You
Perry
understand?
does it the best.
What? Who, the dress? Oh, ain't nobody
No,
paying
I
attention to
said,
Big
but he
Mama.
does it the best when he shows drama in the black community. He is like he's
Well,
pushing an agenda.
she got her money, so I ain't got nothing to say about dude, man. I ain't got nothing to say about dude. You know what I mean? He went from rags to riches. So
And if that's
you know
what
what I mean?
makes it, that's
Well,
why we're in the position we're in.
when you look back on it, though, and we was talking about the black boule, and the secret societies and the things that run the country and the black boule people got to understand is a black secret society where the 10% controls the 90%. It's just
Yes,
like when back in the gap when we used to try to knowledge and do the mathematics, they used to say, well, 5%ers. That meant only 5% really understand what's really going on.
right.
The other 95% are almost like astronauts. We being programmed by the media and by the outlets, and they control the narrative. Normally, if you get up in the morning and you watch the news and they say something, you consider that to be the truth.
Amen.
And we'll go to work or go talking to our friends or go to a party or gathering, and the first thing we talk about is, say, man, such and such got killed. Where you hear that at? On NBC, on ABC, on watch TV. We get mad when they say, "Hey man, it ain't gonna rain all week," and then you walk outside and rain. The first thing somebody said, "The weatherman didn't say it was gonna rain." Yeah, the weatherman ain't controlling the weather.
Well, I don't know
He
about that now. They
he
make
guessing, he
clouds.
guessing, he guessing like everybody else. God control this.
I don't know about that top because I didn't seen the cloud machine and it actually makes a real cloud and they can dictate when it's gonna pour and when it's not.
Well, I know they constantly wrong all the time. If you ask me, every time I turn around, they wrong. You know what I mean? It's like, wait, what happened? I thought it was. Well, no, it ain't. And
But yeah,
that's just because God is God. See,
but
he'll
like you
show
said,
you. He'll show you better than he can tell you.
and that's why we talk about it a lot. That's why we're working so hard and what we're doing and trying to control the narrative because ever since the internet came out, they're finding it harder and harder to control the narrative because now you can research on your own, you can go look on your own, you can go
Right.
do things. So
Yeah.
that's why it's in our culture. I believe everything that we have ever done has been planned from the outside entities. Let's say that just to be politically correct that said, "Hey, we want to control this community. So how do you control a community? First you, excuse me, first you turn them against each other. How do you keep somebody in slavery? And you could do this without, like I said before. It's a little quote that I found in a little video that I share all the time. When the woman she says particularly this, she said, "Sometimes you can live in a jail, and I don't have to never put the bars up because you're so content with the way life is
Hmm.
that we don't have to
Hmm.
lock the door." You
You
won't
know,
go out because you're so content with what we've already shown you.
with that, see, we got a saying in the South Side where we say you're in the free world locked up. You still
Right.
it just you still ain't making moves that's there for you to make because of your mindset.
Yes.
You in the free world locked up. You know what I
And
mean?
not
Because
understanding why.
see a pair of lips will say anything. Or a lie don't care who tell it. It depends on how you want to look at the phrase.
Exactly.
See, here's the thing. A lie is a lie, even if everybody believe it. And the truth
Yep.
is the truth, even if nobody believe it. See, God is God no matter how we try to change the narrative, no matter how we try to switch the roles. Oh, well, I'm going to stay at home. You're going to go to work. He designed this to work a certain way. Anything's possible, but he designed this to work a certain way. And if you think I'm joking or playing with you, look in your own families. And I'm talking to everybody listening. Everybody who gonna listen. Look in your families. Look in your friends' families. Look in your cousins and their friends' families and your in-laws' family. Look at the family that's husband and wife together. They both got college degrees. Now look at where their kids are and how they functioning and the mindset of those kids. That don't mean they all perfect. But what I'm gonna tell you is I bet you 80% of them are successful
Exactly.
because they trying to do things the right way. See, it ain't what you do, it's how you do it. Everybody's freaky. You ain't got to flip out. Everybody, man,
Not everybody's top. Not everybody.
everybody like women. Man, women so good, women like it too. What did you talking about? God know what he was doing. This ain't
Hey,
no joke.
hey, just for the
But
record, guys, I'm an angel. I've done nothing. Just understand that.
yeah, okay. Y'all hear that BS, right? That's why he laughing, because he know it's good. He thought about somebody when I said it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he thought about it. He like, oh yeah, she was ain't seen her in years. Run right across his mind.
But you're right
So
about
we
what
gotta
you say. Yeah.
we need to address this, man. Some of these things we have to talk about. And again, we have to start in the home, guys. We have to start in the home. And if we're not in the home with it, this is why it's not effective in public. See, if you don't teach these mannerisms at home, don't nobody care what you're talking about.
And that even
See,
goes as
if your
far as
kid,
go
huh?
ahead. I was saying
If
that
you
even goes
if
as
your
far as adults, husband and wives communicating. Because if
that's
kids
right.
don't see you communicate, then they don't see a reason for them to communicate. So when we tell our kids to, oh, make sure you tell us everything, but they see you and your dad, they see the dad fighting with the mom, and they're not talking about nothing. They're not communicating. They're not loving each other. Then it comes, like I said, these subliminal messages happen whether you want them to or not. If my mom
Right.
if you fight with my mom every day and I'm a young man and I'm seeing this every day and I'm seeing you put your hands on her, most likely I'm gonna walk through that door and I'm gonna do the same thing, not because I want to, but because I tell a story about me and my brother. Like we're two different people because of that. My sister's dad was beating up on my mom. We beat up on my sister's dad, and now I know some things about my brother that he don't think I know. But I've talked to women who's like, hey, and I'm like, how can you dare do that when you know what our own mom went through? But those that
Well,
see it, go ahead.
yeah. You say, well, how can you do that? It's a mindset. See, if you raised up again, if you at home and your parents allow something to happen to you, that's normal. That's right. You got some women who grew up in those same kind of environments, and they don't think you love them unless you fighting them and slapping them upside the head because ain't nobody never taught them how to be loved. And
Right.
some men think that they can slap the woman or jump on her and make her mind or do what he want to do. That woman's grown, man. Women choose men. Men don't choose women. And if we ever get that in our dome, we'll be all right. You can take you can take 20 women and line them up around the house and give them all no, take one woman and line 20 men up all around the house and do the same vice versa. That woman that's standing there, she gonna go pick out the guy that she want.
Yeah.
They can all have the same money, $1 billion, $1 million, whatever. Line them all up around the house. That woman gonna look, she gonna survey, and she gonna go pick the one she want. You do that same scenario with a man. Put him in the middle and put all them women around him. He gonna try to knock down as many of them as he can.
As it can. Yeah. Because we're built differently. We're programmed differently. We look at things
Right.
differently.
Well,
And I
if
tell
you see,
everybody, one of the things I talk about top on that note is I tell everybody, hey, we look at women and I see women, the people I mess with and our family, let's say our family, and how we talk about how they sit up all day and do nothing. And I'm like, but that woman chose you. That's why she allows you to do that. When she gets tired and you got to go, you're not going to understand it because you thought you were controlling the situation when actually it was her. She allowed you to
right,
sit up and not do
right.
nothing. She made herself want to take care of you because I had this conversation with somebody the other day. When a woman sees your potential, she will go above and beyond to make sure you get there. But when the woman is done, like R. Kelly said, when a woman is fed up, there is nothing you can do about it.
No doubt. No doubt. Well, the thing that's the worst part of that's the hardest part of this dynamic that we're dealing with as far as putting the black man in the house back in the house because it's not many black men out here.
Yes.
I mean real men. You have adults, but they getting paper, they wearing skinny jeans, sagging. I mean, they doing everything that grown men don't do. We're not responsible no more. Look at these kids we got out here playing Wild Wild West, shooting up the town. Where the father of these boys? What's going
Right.
on?
But what are they doing in their private time? And on with this note, we're gonna go on our break because we got to pay some bills. Uh, but on that note, we're gonna say, but what are they doing in their spare time that's causing them to be so angry that a little, oh, you stepped on my shoe could trigger something that bad to send you to jail for the rest of your life. Ponder that as we come back, guys, and thank you for tuning in. We about to pay some bills real quick.
Chicken restaurant opens in Fort Worth this week. The grand opening is set for Tuesday. It'll feature everything from fried chicken to Cheez-It crusted mac and cheese. Shacks will be opening at 35 at Heritage Trace Parkway. The first 34 people in line on opening day will get free food and free drinks for a year.
I ain't no motherfucking dope dealer, dope dealer. I'm a rapper that hustle and chop it up and hit your block with it. Call me the top dollar, and I want every motherfucking dollar.
It's okay. We rolling.
Yep. Hey guys, I apologize. I loaded up the wrong track, so I apologize about that. I had a track set and it disappeared on me. So we came back early. We came back early. We paid some bills and came back early.
Right on, right on. Say, man, I think it's time we had a little barbershop talk.
Okay, let's go.
And when I say barbershop talk, anything goes in the barbershop because everybody gets their haircut, gets grown. So you have kind of what social media is. Everybody's opinion is being bounced around. You hear every gossip from the neighborhood. Because right now we are living in a gossip society. meaning people upload stuff on their phones, internet, and shoot stuff. Boom, they hear about something, they already texting and sending it out, and it might be a lie. A gossip society. Normally, you have to prove your innocence. And I've always been a type of person to say, if you heard something about me, okay. See, I don't care if you believe it or not. If I didn't do it, it don't matter to me. In the barbershop, see your barber, he heard, imagine the stories that your barber heard. Can we just fund that for a minute? Can we just sit back and say, okay, is he lying or telling the truth? Did Pook and them get shot down now? Or did Pook and them, or was Pook and them shoot?
Right.
See, we always one sided. It's always an opinion. And like tonight, guys, we had the election is on, and I'm sorry, I lost track of it. In all my friends and followers, I was just doing me. I'm Tuesday nights, top dollar Tuesdays. You understand me? And I wasn't gonna let this rigged election stop me from voicing my opinion about what I want to talk about. Because some things we have to talk about, and I
Right.
think it's time that we just address it, man, and man up. I'm gonna keep saying it on every show. Will the real black man please stand up? Man up. Quit letting everybody tell you it's okay for a woman to take care of you. Quit letting everybody tell you it's okay to have baby mamas. Quit letting, and the thing what's done is done. I'm talking about what we teach our kids. This generation, it's hard to deal with adults because a grown person gonna do what a grown person gonna do. We have to start putting these values off in our kids. See, we're not raising men to be husbands and women to be wives. We're raising baby mamas and baby daddies.
Exactly.
We raising welfare recipients and future punks in the penitentiary.
That's true. And and,
The
and
emotions, the emotions that these guys are displaying that you was talking about is because they raised by women. So they're emotional. That's just, and it's not a bad thing. It's just boys need a balance. Kids, all kids do, boys or girls. You need a balance. There's a certain balance. Even a daughter, she needs to know how a father treats a wife. You need to show your daughter how a king treats a queen. See, if she don't ever see you opening the door for your wife or praising your wife or kissing on your wife, she won't expect it from the person that she's with. But if she sees you spoiling your wife, then she's going to expect to be spoiled. These are
exactly.
critical things to where it's not about your sex. You can have sex with anybody. How do you
Right.
make
So
me feel?
on that note, let me say a comment that came in through us that I do want to read to make sure that it's understood that we are paying attention. We love interacting with you guys, so please keep talking. Um, she said, "People don't choose people for the right reasons. They aren't taught how to look beyond 'I like you.' 'I like you' is not enough to sustain a relationship, and they don't choose to dig deeper. And it's like you said, we're raising those emotional people that literally don't look past the front part that you see. It's easy. That's why when I tell people all the time, and we talk about it all the time, you can. I've always dated, the girl women I've dated. I've always dated semi-natural women that I don't care about all the makeup. I don't care about the wigs, only because that's what we see. I want to know how you think. I want to know what you're about. Can we grow together? And that's where we live in a society nowadays. Like you said, these boys are a little emotional. And no, Top, it's not all right for these boys to be over as emotional as they are. Now, when I say that, I mean it's okay to cry. I do. You do. We've all cried together. But cry and figure out the solution is what a man is supposed to do.
Right, right.
Not
Well, see,
cry, and then every time you get on the phone with somebody, you want to keep talking about the problem at hand, but you're not coming up with how you're going to fix your problem.
right. How we're gonna be solution oriented?
Yeah,
She's exactly right. That was my point. The way that we raising these babies right now, this is what has to change. The ones that we done raised, they feel that way. They was raised that way, just like we feel how we feel because of how we were raised. And
right.
the only way to come behind this generation suicide or generation death is to come with generation life, man. We need to start teaching these kids the value of life, It's important to see your grandkids. It's important to grow old and get gray hairs and be old school. You know what I mean? It's important for you to enjoy yourself. I think about my mom, and she sit up on Juneteenth and saw maybe 5 generations.
Right.
She was so happy, and she knew everybody. She had to kiss everybody, cause that's mama, that's Gigi, that's Granny. But that's her. From her kids to their kids to their kids. I mean, just generation after generation after generation. And God, Jesus, I mean, he just got me spoiled. I mean, I lost my brother, but other than that, we really been blessed, man. God, my family's been protected. So when something happens, I don't say why me, because I know my turn's coming.
Right.
And regardless of what it is, I was promised eternal life. I wasn't promised nothing in this life. When you look at
Right.
how they did Jesus, like I told y'all, he had to carry his own crucifix, crown of thorns. They nailed him to a cross. After they watched him raise the dead, feed the sick, heal the blind, the cripple, they witnessed the miracles and still tortured him and crucified him because it went against the narrative of the popular times, the
Yeah.
Greeks. Where the homosexuality originates from. That didn't come from Africa. That came from Greek,
Hey,
Royal
I
Rome.
wish I wish people would study their history. I wish they stop acting like all this stuff that we're talking about and the alphabet people just started happening this year or last
Right.
year or 2 years ago.
No,
I'm
no,
like,
no.
guys, if you ever study the Greeks, if you ever study the Romans, if you ever study any empire, they have always been doing what they're doing with little boys. It
That's
just
right.
became more of a hidden value. And I keep saying boys because here's what I keep trying to tell people and get them to understand. A girl can be bi. She can go back and forth, and there will be not a question, not a problem, and nobody will ever say this is disgusting. Even women, like you said.
They
But
good, man. They
but if
good, man.
a man takes that route, you cannot tell me when these wives that be making their husbands cuckolds, so to speak, when men go that route, you are gay. You are done. That's a wrap. It's no going back. You can call yourself bi just because you think you still sleep with women. But what's starting to happen is now that urge. Like when they tell me, oh, the dude was gay at first, and then all of a sudden, I say, yeah, he might have found God. He might be practicing a little bit more control. But one mess up and he's going to take a step back. It's like a crackhead. You can't tell me
I
you put something. Go ahead.
go ahead.
I'm
I've
sorry.
never
Go.
I've never understood the behavior from the man's side because of this one purpose.
Right.
Anything that you thinking you're gonna do to another man, that's what the woman is for. You can do it to her. What's with the man on man? I don't get that. As unnatural as can be.
It
Everything
is.
everything has a boy and a girl. Everything.
Hey, I
Snakes.
researched this. Pornhub did a study a couple years ago, 2017, right? And
Yeah.
they took a normal relationship, a guy and a girl, two guys and two women, and they put them in a room and they showed them the same porno, the same video, and it was two guys going at it, and each one of them said, "I do not like that. We do not watch that." When the two men couples said it, it was really a phenomenal to everybody who read the study because they were like, "But you guys participate in it. How can you not like something that you do?" And that's where it just kind of came to the dynamics of now you know that there's a problem here because when I even in the Bible talks that the order of anything was never given to a woman. It was always given to a man. When God said, go forth and multiply, he said it to a man. Those are one of the biggest things that we cannot overcome. That's the biggest thing you can't. So when I try to talk to people who are of that community, it's like, no, I don't have a problem with you, but understand that you're killing off generations. It's a woman that even came on a talk show and she said that she had started taking the testosterone. She said God came to her and showed her the generation. She said he showed me where it was a green line where it was a man and a woman because they were going forth and multiplying. But then when she said in her dream it was a red line with her with another girl, it was a red line directly across, diagonally across them. And it's because it represented that they're killing off generations. It goes
Yes,
back to
sir.
what we were saying about the shootings. That's why I brought that up. because I want people to understand that when you kill somebody early, you don't know what generation could have came from that. You don't know what son could have been the next president from that. You don't know. So we have to start taking responsibility and looking at these things. The powers that be, they understand what they're trying to control. Because
That's right.
best believe you're not going into their mansions and they telling let their son say he gay. They cut him off quick and go have another baby, even if they have to adopt one. Trust and believe.
You know, you got countries where that whole act is illegal. So
Yes.
the thing is, I'm not going against God for nobody. So I love everybody. So do your thing. We're gonna all be in the same line of getting judged. But wrong is wrong, like I was saying. A lie is a lie, even if everybody believe it. And the truth is the truth, even if don't nobody believe it. And if it's the truth, why don't nobody believe it? See, these things that we talking about have been proven as truth, has been proven as fact.
Yes.
Everybody know them as fact, but we still allow ourselves to be entertained and let the narrative be changed. Like the people that run ESPN and all this, and you say the wrong thing, and all of a sudden they can talk about us and we can't talk about them.
Right.
It
Hey,
makes no sense.
it showed
It
us
makes
last night when our show got cut off. It got cut off quick
well,
because we started.
get too real. When you get too real, they shut that down. You have to make a block. AWOL know what I'm talking about. You have to make a block. You know what I'm saying? The sad part about all of it, the sad part about all of it is we killing off a generation of people. Like you saying, you don't know what could have came from it, but we know seeds would have came from it. If you do
Right.
things the right way, it come out the right way. And I'm steady going back to we got the kids that we have in now, the kids that's coming into existence now, 7 and under. They need to be being taught Black history. So not so they can hate no white person, so they can understand what the trials and tribulations that we've been through, and to put the unity back in us like we had in the 70s. Even though we had unity in the 70s, it was still decisive. Every program that we had, we still got infiltrated by one of our own coons and Uncle Toms. But at least we were working with each other, spending money with each other, living with each other, supporting each other, and pushing each other. The
Right.
generation that I
Absolutely.
came from, was selfish. We all wanted to be millionaires. We all wanted to do it ourselves. We wasn't
Right.
lazy. We went outside, but we didn't have time. And the generation after me became ruleless. They didn't have no rules. They didn't have no code. They jacked the plug. They tell it on their mama. We used to take cases for our mama. They tell it on their mama. Now the generation after them, anything goes. Anything. You can walk in the house and say, well, I want to be a girl. You can't want to be a girl. You can like girls. I understand that. We all do. You can't be no girl if you ain't no girl. But I don't want to spend a lot of time on that today because that's just an ongoing subject. We could touch bases on it every day. It's just sad that we have a whole generation that's playing with that negative lifestyle and we dying. We're killing off a whole generation. Imagine this. Let me say this. Two scenarios, and you know both to be true. How can a woman have 2, 3 kids between the ages of what, 20 and 30? Then she turn
Right.
around and get to 40. Her kids is 10 and 12 or whatever, 10 and 8 and 6. Now all of a sudden she gay. Now, check this out. Same scenario. How can a woman claim to be gay and you've been knowing her to be gay for 30 years or something? Then all of a sudden, uh, say for instance, at a certain age, a woman can't have kids no more. They cycle stop coming, so their
Yeah.
reproductive organs shut down. Oh, age. Well, when you get to a
Yeah.
certain age and you feel that coming close to where you can't reproduce, now all of a sudden you see all these dykes out here and they pregnant. How can you be a butch and be pregnant?
Right.
These are the things that let you know that the law of nature is right because of your instincts. Not because of what somebody telling you, not because of what somebody putting up or talking about. See, we need to understand we don't need black rights. We don't need white rights. We don't need gay rights. We don't need foreign rights. We need human rights, man. We all
Right.
humans. We all got the same rights. Now the thing about it is What you do in your bedroom is whatever you do. I ain't got nothing to do with what's in my bedroom. But as a whole and in public, the way that the things that we let our children see, like you talking about these, man, we got cartoons that are gay.
Right.
Why are the babies just watching cartoons looking at sexual stuff like this? See, this is a mindset. This is a programming thing that they doing. Because all kids love cartoons. You loved them when you was a kid. And I'm talking to the public. We,
Absolutely.
we all
Absolutely.
did. Now, every cartoon, like I say, every show, you can't watch a show without a scene. What happened to watching a straight movie? Why come I can't just watch a straight movie? Is that disrespectful for them? You know what I mean? Because it's disrespectful to me for me to have to see it in every movie. They disrespected me because I don't want to see it. I ain't got nothing to say about it.
Right.
I don't want to see it. And I don't want my kids sitting on the couch seeing it. And I don't want my grandkids seeing it. Now you can do whatever you want to do. I can't even watch certain shows with my wife because of all that. She loves the shows. Actors be good. It's going down. Turns me off the moment one of those scenes come on. They
Right.
had moved. They had man. Well, I ain't gonna even call them out and give them no love because everybody done seen it. And everybody know what I'm talking about. It's amazing. To me. It's amazing to me how we go against God just because they said it's okay. I told y'all yesterday on the air, and I'm gonna say it again. Because something is legal and it's a law, don't make it right. Slavery was legal and it was a law. Anybody gonna tell me that was right? No, because we know it's not. Now everybody will say, "Well, that happened then. What you got to do with now? They still selling slaves in Libya. What we gonna do as a people, as a world? I mean, we always talk about the United Nations. We're allowing this in 2024. They still selling.
Absolutely.
They still set. You shouldn't have the right to own another person. We're in 2024 and no one's addressing it. Think about all the rich people in America, this black African Americans, rich. When I say rich, I'm gonna say got to have at least $50 million or more. Okay,
Right.
all of the people. You mean to tell me that they couldn't come together and stop that the
Yeah.
slave trade in Libya? Now we had a black president for 8 years. And he didn't even mention it because the president is really just a puppet. He can only do what they allow him to do. His only power is declaring war, but people think he can do this, this, and that. The only thing he can do is declare war. And Congress can rescind that, but they never do because once you drop a bomb first, it's going to be a retaliation. So you can't go into
Exactly.
retreat. You can't go into retreat saying, no, 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 that wasn't us. We didn't approve that. Well, y'all already killed 1,000 people. Oh, it's coming back. So once it's initiated, it
And
goes forward.
that's what we talk about. Like what we said, everybody watches the presidential things, they watch it, all that stuff, but nobody goes back next year to vote on the things that can actually change our community, the things that
Well,
can
yeah.
actually help us to be great.
Well, we don't vote on the councilmen, city councilmen, the mayors, the governors, the senators, the congressmen. These are the people that affect movement, that change things. The president is just a figurehead, just like the vice president. We sit up here talking about this lady now. She went from vice president to active president, right? Okay,
Right.
well, what can she do?
Yep. Miss LD Ministries, they said the thing, they kind of agree with you. They said the things that are not right now have rights, and that's absolutely true. The things that aren't supposed to do things that we're not supposed to be doing now
so
they
you,
have rights
so he just basically telling us that common sense ain't common no more.
at
You know what
all.
I mean? You know what I mean? Common
I
sense.
really like that. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's gonna be on next week. So that's gonna be a good topic. That's gonna be a beautiful topic. That's my A1 from day one, and he gonna shoot it straight to you. Them gut. He gonna
Another,
hit you with gut punches,
another
man.
comment says, but don't let them change the language to clearly identify male and female. They are really trying to erase the truth, and they're starting in elementary school, reprogramming our babies. And that's what you were getting at, was that they're basically reprogramming them that they can be whatever they say they want to be. And we know that not to be true. Um, we know that. we have to stand up and fight that. But it's so many people out here allowing it to happen that the ones that are talking about it are getting overlooked because we're being told. I'll give an example. In Omaha, they're really fighting it in the schools because of the curriculum that is coming into the schools that's teaching non-gender based bias. But they're getting slapped down because when it's all said and done, they're being told that, hey, you should be able to do whatever you want. And it's like, no, you can't go out here and just be a man because you want to be a man. And like you said, as far as the women wanting to have babies now, it's women that's identifying as males that all of a sudden is saying, oh, I went through the transformation, I did all this. But they're not pushing the narrative of how many of these people are crying every day because now they hate the decision they made.
Well, and now, with that said, now these are the things that I talk about when I say when we have these traumas in our life. Nobody talk. You know, the black family, we don't go to shrinks. We don't lay on the couch. We ain't talking to nobody about what happened to us. You know what happens in your house?
Stays in
Stays
your house.
in your house. You know, and it's I don't know. I'm gonna call it a black thing, but it's a universal rule. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
we already know these pedophiles come from somewhere. You know what I mean? And who they preying on?
Right. The
That's
people they
why I say,
know.
sis, that's why I'm gonna say, mothers, be careful who you leave your kids with. Be careful who you think is all right. I'm gonna say this to you: if you with a man right now and you putting your finger in his booty hole and all that, okay, you don't need to leave him with your kids. You understand? We have to
You're
pay
right about
attention.
what you're saying. Yeah.
No, we need to start
Yes.
paying attention. I'm not giving no more Dwight Howard passes. That boy looked
Right.
at Fruity his whole career, and we gave him a pass because he was built like super nigga. And then all of a sudden it come out at the end, yeah. You know what's
Yeah.
the boy name? Orlando Brown and all that. They done already called him up.
Yeah.
You follow me? Now when this comes out, that's his business. But what are you hiding from? What happened to you? Somebody done something. See, and if we don't teach our kids and raise them right, and you have to protect your kids, those are your seeds. They are our. This is why mother hens sit in the coop, cause that's why the female lion go out and hunt. Do you know who love them kids the hardest? Who is the most emotional about those kids?
It's the moms.
See, a man have 3, 4 sons, or have one of them get killed, he'll make a nut. A woman ain't gonna never get over that son that she done buried. And that don't mean the man didn't love the one that died. I'm talking about the mindset, how we think. A mother hen is gonna protect them chicklings. The wolf can come in there and she gonna be flapping her wings and trying to scratch him with her claws, protecting those hens, protecting her nest. We miss the point when we don't address certain things. Now, I'm finna get out of this subject, and after the next commercial break, I'm gonna start a, a total bonfire.
All righty. We thank you to everybody who's tuning in. I got this nice little song coming on. It's pretty laid back. The one I should have played before, but I'm only human. It is what it is.
That's right.
Welcome to Nostalgia Radio. It ain't never gonna play out the same every day.
Chablis, baby.
Yo, Top, I know you hear that steady going off on your hip. Man, won't you catch that and call back?
Man, that's Tamika, man. I'm still trying to get rid
Man,
of
I met
that
a Tamika about 2 summers ago. 2 years ago, I met Tamika, I think the middle of July. I can't lie, the first time I saw her, she was looking fly. Matter of fact, I was getting some she was too. I can't play an ass girl. What you about to do? Went to the counter, paid ass 5D. She started looking funny. Didn't pay no mind, I said, I got you and pulled out my money. Step back outside, we come say, I'm checking out little mama. Had a session at the studio, so I got to make a number. 2 months passed, I called on the Tuesday, 2:30 on the cool. I'm T. Jones Nelson said to me, as I made it home from school. Ma'am, if you don't mind me asking, how old is your dog?
Baby girl in the projects, it was summertime. They the Dukes, the whole top. Duke your brakes talking DUI. Knuckle down, I'm pulling over to the curb. I asked how old she was, she said I was grown. I said word, proceed with ego feed, quoting lyrics from my people, talking about the millennium sold out Cadillacs and Regals. Her whole conversation was about the lick. Say she from the city where we from, she wanted to represent. Licking her lips, as for a sip, smoking black and mild. Looking at her thigh, she pointed out, Teddy stepchild. With that, represent that. Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate. Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up. Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate. Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up. She called up in a cycle, hollering at a pimp. Her mama standing in the door, signaling, come here. Sundress, had done in cornrows, contacts make her look Creole. She said she done the Benny hair once or twice before. I recognized her face, she said I dance, I know. I told him, come on, both of them, let's go. Tamika, look.
People think Tamika tripping now, cause Tamika stripping now. But Tamika ain't crazy now, Tamika got a little baby now. She learned too much early, everybody know what Tamika. When she was 15, her mother was 30, everybody know what Tamika. I ain't mad at you, just be careful and do what you do. Tamika take care of that hard-headed son and get your revenue.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Look at you looking like that today. Look, mama, hey, what's your name? Quit looking at me like that, baby girl. They say you just 15. Done told me about you look like you just too fine for your own damn good. But you can call me back when you hit 18 and I'll take you to the crib in the hood. Look at you looking like that today. Look, mama, hey, what's your name? Quit looking at me like that, baby girl. They say you just 15. Done told me about you look like you just too fine for your own damn good. But you can call me back when you hit 18 and I'll take you to the crib in the hood.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was grown, cause her chest and butt was swole up.
Careful what you ask for, these streets ain't playing. You hit corners with a grown ass mate.
Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Tamika started fast, but finally slowed up. Thought she was... Back at you again from the break, you dig? Tamika, Mr. Rockmore and Top Dollar putting it down, you dig what I'm talking about? Everybody know it, Tamika. She was 15, her mama was 30. Everybody know it, Tamika.
Right.
Especially if you're in our community. We just got through talking about how we started early, how we rush to get grown. You know, I talk to kids all the time and tell them, enjoy your childhood, because when you get grown, you can't go back. Everybody's so quick to want to get out their mama house and I'm going to get my own place and I'm going to do this. They think their own place is just free because they ain't had to pay no bills. They don't understand them light bills. If I don't pay it, you can't even play the game. The game you got, who bought that game? The games that you playing on the game, who bought those games?
Right.
Those clothes you wearing, that deodorant, that toothpaste. See, you go through that. That's not something you buy one time. You grow out of shoes. Imagine how a parent feels every 3 months. She got to buy a new pair of shoes, whether they toe up or not, because your foot done got too big. See, most black people, we do it too slow. See, we buy our kids a head size too big, and God dog on me, when they get in high school, all of them got bunions because they wear them too long. When they too little, they ain't getting up out of them because no, they trying to keep them. That growth, we stun our own growth, man. The question that I have for y'all is, evil prevails when? When does evil win? How is evil winning? Do y'all think evil is winning? My answer to that is when good men do nothing. That's not my quote. It's just a quote that's real to me. If we don't say something, then they'll keep doing this. If we could rely on them to cancel our programs, See, men got to be allowed to be men because y'all allowing everybody else to be them. What about a man rights? What about a man standing up to be a man? We talk about so much other stuff. I believe that the what you want to call it, the segregation of religion is the biggest problem that we have.
Yes.
Because you have I throw it out there 5 6 races. It was seven in the beginning. You got 7 tribes, 7 churches, 7 continents, but they all pray to God. None of those continents are atheists. Now they all speak different languages. They all pray and worship in a different way. They all pay tithes and make their sacrifices in different ways. But the thing that they all have in common is they're praying to a God.
Yes.
And when I say the segregation is what kills us, is when if you ain't praying like I'm praying, you're wrong. If you ain't calling Jesus, Jesus, you're wrong. If you ain't calling Mary, Mary, you're wrong. Or Buddha, Buddha, but they praying to a God. Everybody realizes it's a higher power that makes things go. And by starting with two and ending up with 500 million people on the planet, that same concept is still here, that God is God. We got to do that with our loyalty, with our understanding, with our teaching and upbringing of our kids. We're gonna have to address it in a form, in a fashion, to where it's urgent. It's an emergency. If you're listening to me now tonight, talk to your kids about something that's relevant and important that they can take with them if God called you home tonight. Always give them the jewels of life. My dad was cutthroat with it. He just say stuff to you, and it take me 2 3 years to figure it out. I remember the first time I got into it in jail, dude gonna come up to me and he was like, "You's a man's man," and I hit him boom 4 5 times. I thought he trying to come on to me. Then it turns out one of the Muslim brothers grabbed me, youngster, youngster. That's a compliment. He's saying you a real man. Oh shit! I'm not used to no man calling me a man's man, but my mentality was I'm in jail and I'm thinking he pushing up on me. You know what I mean? No, we ain't doing that. I let these hands go. It was a reaction though, and that's coming from not knowing. You understand? Lack of teaching, lack of understanding, lack of sharing the knowledge.
Right.
We got to make sure, guys, that the things that we do affect our kids in a positive way because the system is rigged for them to go to jail, and they killing this generation off so fast. I mean, the worst decision that 44 did was sign that document, man.
Right.
Because no 2 men and 2 women shouldn't live like woman and man. That's not even an option. But on the religion standpoint, everybody, if you Southern, if you Baptist, if you Methodist, if you Islam, they got different branches of Islam. The Islam that Farrakhan preach is not the Islam that they preach in the Middle East. It's not the Islam. That's why Malcolm, when he found out what was going on, when he shot the American and came back, it was a game changer. He started talking to Martin, say, man, we need to talk. As soon as they sat down and started talking, what happened?
Right. They killed him.
Y'all out of here. See, people thought that they was lifelong enemies. The last 2 years or so of their life, they was actually talking and collaborating about
And trying to
ways
figure it out.
yeah,
Yep.
trying to help us, the people, get a people a solution that worked for everybody because Martin was getting his ass whooped, but he was very effective. He had
He's playing on good.
but he was very effective. He had
Okay, guys, I think Top kind of froze up on us there. Yeah, I think he kind of froze up, guys. We're gonna bring him back on. I thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in and supporting Mr. 214 and bringing him back to the table and making sure that everything is okay. So let me see if I can get him back in the room. We're gonna run to a quick little commercial. No, I'm not gonna do that. We're gonna try to get him back in for some of what he wants to talk about. I know he had a great point on it.
But he was very effective. Yeah.
Meanwhile, I'll look at some.
Okay, guys, I think Top kind of froze up on us there.
Yeah, so let me give him time to come back in, guys. But I thank you guys, man. Everybody in the comments, everybody has been having good conversations.
Thank you guys, everybody, for tuning in and supporting Mr. 214.
Yeah,
and bringing them back to the table.
He brings some
and
real,
making sure that everything is okay. So let me.
He brings some real topics to a conversation, like he says. We got to be able to talk about it. I don't want to take over the show too much because this is his show. I'm just here as a support and to run the back end office. But man and Wood, y'all know how this is. Technical difficulties happen when shows go on. You can't control the internet. You can't control what goes down. You just try to play and make it happen the way it needs to happen. So I appreciate all the good comments. Y'all led to a very great show. I've had some really good feedback about the way the show is running and the way he does it. Like I tell him every day, please continue to support. If you haven't been to Nostalgia Radio yet, please go over to nostalgiaradio.online and join our community. We got over, man, I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed with the music. The programming is happening every day. Me and my team, we are working to make sure that everything is there for people who want to live. Just brought on one new show that's going to come on as far as podcasts and also as far as on the radio. So as soon as we get this done, this is going to be a movement because, guys, if you don't understand, music moves our vibrations. It moves what we do. It gives us an understanding of who we are, and they've been able to use music to lock up our kids and to lock up us and keep us trapped in a what they call a hood mentality is where Top was trying to get to. We've been kind of forced back into a realm that we need to get out of. So when we sat down and came up with this idea, we wanted to stay in an environment where we said, hey, we dictate the music being played. We want our kids to have joyful memories of what music is like we were. Like, I remember partying with my mom and them, and you hear some Marvin Gaye come on, it was like, hey, this is happy music. Dad started dancing, mom started dancing. We don't have that no more in our communities, and that's what Nostalgic is here to try to bring back. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and drop off the line, and I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for tuning in to Real Talk Dallas After Dark on this Tuesday. I apologize about the host being cut short, but definitely, every Tuesday he's going to come live, and just tune in, support, and we will definitely see you guys. And like he says all the time, he don't know, he's just spoiled. God blessed him too much. So at the end of the day, you guys have a great one.